Sixth grade, something completely different this week. A line art picture to make a tree, a little bit like this one. So you can see how the branches all kind of reach to make these circles or parts of circles. So we're going to draw around objects. I have some jam jar lids, or they're not just jam jar, they're jars of other things too. But yeah, you get the idea. It's a lid for a glass jar. So hopefully you can find something to draw around, or maybe you even have a drawing compass with, like you might use in math class sometimes. It's a line art picture. There's no color. There's only black line. You can add color afterwards if you want to, but I haven't done that. And it's really all about like the way the lines create the texture of the bark and the sort of 3D effect of the bark and the tree trunk, and also how you use the lines kind of bunch up and get closer together to create these darker areas, and that creates these kind of three-dimensional effects. You can place your circles wherever you like and it will make a different kind of tree, won't it? So the same goes with the way that you draw the trunk and the branches too. So each one hopefully will look very different. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just enjoy the process, and I hope you like what you make. Alright, so let's get started. So I have some jar lids. I have some jar lids of different sizes. 4 different sizes that I'm going to use for this picture. Let's start with the biggest one. Not right at the top of the page, but kind of near the top of the page. Okay. Remember to draw around. Don't press too hard. We're going to erase all of the pencil lines like that. Now with the same size, I'm going to do an overlapping one and a slightly smaller one on top there, and we'll put the smallest one at the bottom here. Next we're going to sketch the trunk of the tree that's going to kind of come through the circles. So it can just be one single line to start with, just to get the shape of the main trunk, and we can make it thicker afterwards. So let's just try like this. I want it to kind of curve between them all like that, something like that. Good. Now I'm going to do the other side. It's going to start nice and thick at the bottom, and it's coming through these circles. That's okay if it does that. So the next thing to do is to create some of the thicker branches that are going to come off the main trunk and sort of reach into the center of the circle. So for this one, it's going to look something like that. For this one, it's going to come out lower because it's got to try and reach for the center, okay? And now this too is going to branch from much lower. So from here, it's going to come into the center of that circle. See how that's really changing and making the shape of the tree now. This one too, we're going to come from way down here and aim for the center of the circle. Now we're actually going to go straight in with the marker now, and we're going to kind of work backwards in a way. What I mean is we're going to start at the edge of the circle and go into the tree. So start at the edge of the circle and go into the tree, and then come make some branches coming off of that touch the edge of the circle too. Okay, this one we have to make that get thicker now, like that, and make another one. So we don't have to use the whole circle, we're just going to use a part of the circle, more or less a semicircle, isn't it? There, that's half the circle. Let's move on to one of the other branches. So with this one that branches off lower, I want there to be a slightly different shape than this one. These two, which are kind of coming out the side of the tree and spreading out. I want this one to look more like, well, just to look a bit different. Hopefully you'll see what I mean as I carry on. So do you see how this one is different? It has lots of longer branches that are reaching to the edge, rather than one big branch that everything comes from. There's a number of branches. We're going to do the same thing for these, especially this one, where it's got this big branch to start with. So, of course, to continue with the picture, we need to finish the tree and add all the texture for the bark. So let's do that now. The tree's almost finished, in fact. We just need a bit of the trunk here and here. Now, when you look at a tree, sometimes you can see the bark has a kind of twisting shape to it. Not all trees. Some trees are very smooth. The bark is perfectly smooth all around. And some trees have very kind of knobbly bark, very rough textured bark that's just the same all the way up. But some trees have this kind of really cool kind of like twisting shape to the tree trunk. And so we're going to take that idea to make this picture. And we're just we're going to kind of join up some lines and imagine like this part of the tree is kind of curving, reaching up towards that piece, and maybe this is going to come and kind of have a curve like that. Now let's very carefully erase the pencil, always very carefully, as careful as can be. Then if you want to, you can add in any extra lines, some extra branches maybe, or some extra darkness, whatever you like to improve the picture. And so there it is, my finished picture. I hope you like it. I hope you like making it yourself, you enjoy the process, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you make, so don't forget to share. And have fun!